Handyman Randy here with another quick tip. In commercial buildings, a lot of the toilets have the pressurized tanks. When you go to push the handle and all you get is bubbling water in the bowl or sometimes no water movement at all, it's more than likely that your flush cartridge is damaged. There is no repair option for this. The cartridge has to be changed out. What you'll need for this procedure is a Phillips screwdriver, 1/4-inch hex driver or socket set, pair of skinny long-handled pliers, and of course the new flush cartridge. The flush cartridge comes with a plastic cap, the cartridge itself, screws, and a new gasket for the air supply valve, all found within the tank. Make sure to turn off the water supply to the tank. Simply grab the valve and turn clockwise until it is tight. Then press the lever to drain and depressurize the tank. You are now ready to begin removing the parts necessary to replace the cartridge. When I take off the lid, I always flip it upside down, and place it over the bowl. It acts as both a cover, as to not drop anything into the bowl, as well as a handy shelf. You can then use your 1/4-inch hex driver to remove the clips over the lever mechanism. I loosen the first 3 bolts, then simply remove the final one. This allows you to rotate the plastic clip in the front and simply slide out the lever mechanism without having to remove all 4 screws. So I simply take out 1 and loosen the other 3. Next, you will want to take the Phillips screwdriver and remove the screw in the center of the plastic cap. This will allow you to then remove the plastic cap simply by unscrewing it. In this instance, the plastic cap threads have broken, so I can simply grab and discard it. Once the plastic cap is out of the way, grab your pliers, and with handles facing down, take and place them into the slots found on the sides of the cartridge. Begin to turn counterclockwise as you push down slightly. You can do this for normally about 4 to 6 rotations. At this point, it normally is easy enough for you to turn the rest of the way with your fingers. If not, use the pliers until you are able to remove it with your fingers. As you turn it for the final turn or 2, lift up as you turn with your fingers, and the cartridge will simply lift up and out of the tank. Discard it quickly, as sometimes it retains water and can make a mess. Place your new cartridge into the slot and begin turning. Once it is in, use the pliers once again, as needed, until you get good resistance. Make sure not to over-tighten. Place the plastic cap onto the top of the cartridge and begin screwing it down. Now place the screw inside and begin to tighten. I never tighten the screw all the way down until I have placed the lever mechanism back into place, as the height of the plastic cap sometimes needs to be adjusted for proper flushing. Once the lever mechanism is back in place by sliding it under the back plastic cap, simply rotate the front plastic clip back over and reinsert the screw and tighten the remaining 3. Now it is time to replace the gasket into the airflow valve. Remove the cap by turning counterclockwise. Most often the old gasket will come out with the cap. However, sometimes it does stay in the valve. Simply grab and discard it. Place the new gasket with the hole toward the cap and rescrew the cap back on. This is another area that will need to be adjusted once the water is turned back on. These pressurized tanks need airflow in order to fill properly and pressurize. These valves normally leak once changed until they are tightened to the proper tension. You are now ready to turn back on the water supply. Simply grab the head of the valve and turn counterclockwise until it was all the way open. As it fills, look for any leaks or bubbles around the cartridge. This will indicate if you need to tighten it more or possibly have already over-tightened it. As you can see, the valve is leaking water. Simply give it another half to full turn until the water stops. Dry it with a rag, paper towel, etc. Make sure that it's not leaking anymore. Now try your lever. Does the toilet flush? As you can see in my video, the valve simply opens a little bit and lets some water into the bowl. This causes water to flow slowly down the sides, and you hear the sounds of air bubbles. This is simply due to the fact that the plastic cap is not screwed down low enough for the lever mechanism to fully depress the flush cartridge. Simply screw down the plastic cap a little bit more until the lever mechanism sits level, barely resting on top of the plastic cap. Then you can tighten the screw. At this point, it should flush every time with even just the slightest touch to the flush lever. Put your tank lid back on, and you just repaired a pressurized toilet. Now how awesome does that sound? Make sure you check out my other videos. Leave a comment of things you like, things you didn't like, or even other videos you'd like to see demonstrated. Now I'll leave you to your privacy as you test out your fully functional pressurized toilet.